you're ready.
Oh, hello. We are welcome to Team Goldheart Outreach. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Eric Lehman. This is Heather. This is Kyle. This is Ron, Phil, and Urgie. What's amazing about our team is that 3 of us have experienced homelessness, which is why we are uniquely qualified to execute on this vision.
Great.
Without ado, next slide. Okay.
So I'm Heather Fitzgerald. I'm the founder of Goldheart Outreach. I was sex trafficked from a young age into early adulthood. And when I got out, thanks to social services, I knew that I really, really wanted to give back to a community like the one I came from. So I started a nonprofit, and we're the only organization in Columbus. We do camp outreach year round, but we're the only ones who give rides to warming stations in the winter in the entire central Ohio area. So on really heavy nights, we can give rides to about 100 people. What you're looking at here is a picture of convenience store parking lot, which is actually right up the street on Main by Parsons and Main Street. This, when we commonly find people that have passed or froze to death, for some reason they're usually behind little structures like this or dumpsters. Last year when it was really cold and we were out giving rides, I must have driven past this particular parking lot no less than 10 times. The next day we found out that a gentleman had froze to death right behind this box. And it just devastated our entire team, because how many times we had gone by, why didn't we just stop? If we had just gone through that parking lot, any other time we do. We always go through this lot, but we missed it that time. Next slide, please. So a lot of people experiencing homelessness don't have consistent access to help, and they don't trust traditional emergency services. So they're more apprehensive to call the police, or they have tenuous relationships with law enforcement, and they're scared to go to the hospital because of the medical bills and other things. The Community Shelter Board predicts that homelessness is going to rise 68% by 2028, which is massive. Extreme cold is going to continue to threaten people experiencing homelessness. Next slide, please. This is just here an example of it's getting cold and it's going to continue to get colder. Next slide, please. Our solution is the Heartlight. I am lucky enough to work for a really excellent tech company in Hilliard, and they are creating some technology that uses this here. I had the idea of taking the GPS technology that they have created. It's the only, this technology, we're the only ones that have it in the world. I'm sorry. Yes, it's patented, thank you. Patented by the Army, we helped create it with them. They're using it for the Army. I decided I could take this and put it into a little button, and we could distribute these buttons to unhoused neighbors, and they can push it. They don't have to have a phone, there's no Bluetooth connection. Battery lasts a very long time, about 1.5 years. And no matter where they are, they can push this button, and that button will immediately send a GPS location to me within about 10 feet, so that I know exactly where they are. So this is going to literally save lives. Next slide, please. This is just to show you again how it works. The button can actually be sent to whoever you choose, up to 5 people. So if I were giving them out, the button information would come to my organization, whoever our volunteers were that night giving the rides. Next slide, please. We want to transition from a reactive response, which is what we've been doing for many years. We wait until it's cold and then we go out and save who we can. We would love to make it proactive, to empower these folks to ask for help on their own when they need it. Next slide, please. Last year, we transported over 400 people to warming stations. This is with just our personal vehicles. We have a really beat up old van. And then we ran a warming station at the Columbus Mennonite Church, thanks to the church folks, because unfortunately, the very first day it went below freezing, the shelters were full. And there was nowhere for people to go, so we had no choice. We will be doing that again this year. Next slide, please.
So as of now, our total landed cost bill of materials is $30 per unit. And we want to partner with organizations that regularly deal with the unhoused population and serve as kind of a nexus to give us greater access so that we're not chasing individuals down on one-on-one to distribute these devices. Now, frostbite is a very, very expensive treatment for hospitals, and given that this population doesn't really have the funds to pay for that medical treatment, we want to pitch this to some of those hospitals as a way, like this is a proactive way to save you a lot of money on those costs. Additionally, the manufacturer, Heather's company, has pledged to subsidize the manufacturing costs. So although the bill of materials is $30, it's going to come down to $21 because they've already said they're going to take care of that piece in perpetuity. Slide, please. Now, how we want to use the funds, we're going to request a total
10 seconds.
$12,500. We want to get these units out by January 1st, verify the manufacturing timeline, get the legal disclaimer taken care of, get a new vehicle, and we've got a launch party with Columbus Combustion Brewing Company in Clintonville. They've already agreed to help fund that as well.
And give us 10% of their sales.
Yes.
We desperately need a new van, desperately. And thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.